Welcome to somewhere in the Greater Victoria region, and welcome to Watershed Wednesday, one of our themes for Oceans Week Victoria. And I happen to be standing on a creek bed, listening to this beautiful stream pass me by, knowing that it starts somewhere and ends up in the ocean. So without further ado, let's just get right into some really interesting information on watersheds and why they're important. So with that, Wilderness International, my friends, I believe we have David and Henrietta. If you can share with everybody during Oceans Week Victoria what it means to you and why it's important to Wilderness International and to preserve habitat when it comes to old growth forests.
Thanks for tuning in to Watershed Wednesday.
Well, we're being asked yet, why is preserving old growth forest habitat important to a watershed? What do you think?
Well, for one, old growth forests provide habitat for species that live not only in the water, but also on land. And then streamside forests also shade the water and regulate the air, thereby cooling the water temperature. And added to that, forest litter like leaves, fruit, and flowers forms the basis of the food web for stream organisms.
I completely agree. Old growth forests are a vital part of the entire ecosystem. We can't really think of these any longer as separate systems. The interconnectedness of all the parts form a living entity. Destroying the forest is the first step in destroying the streams and rivers. Erosion clogs rivers and streams, decimating fish populations and subsequently the animal populations that need them to survive, like whales, wolves, and bears. Once gone, these old forests will never return, perhaps for thousands of years. When we destroy one, we destroy the other.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons why we at Wilderness International work so hard to preserve those old growth forests.
We definitely do. Well, thank you, Yetta.
Thank you, David.
Those are some pretty spectacular images, guys, of the Toba Valley and old growth forests that you're preserving. Why we should all take time to appreciate them, value them, and preserve them forever. Our friends at Sierra Club also deal with protecting old growth forests. They advocate on behalf of preserving these lands from resource extraction, like forestry. And Caitlin can speak a little bit more to why that's important for the Sierra Club.
Why old growth forests are so important to the health of a watershed? Well, whales eat salmon, and we eat salmon, and coastal wolves eat salmon, and salmon need old growth forest for their spawning habitat. That's really important. Did you know that salmon even provide food for the trees? Pretty amazing. Also, as rain falls on an old growth forest, the water is slowed down and filtered as it makes its way to streams, rivers, and to the ocean. Where watersheds have been clear-cut logged, we are much more likely to see damaging flooding. And not only do old growth forests support salmon and protect us from flooding, they also give us clean drinking water and reduce carbon from the atmosphere.
Well, our friends at the Sierra Club certainly know what they're talking about, and there's a lot of reasons why they continue to do that good work. Now, the Pacific Salmon Foundation is an incredible organization. Their resume of projects is just stunning and spectacular. Again, Pacific Salmon Foundation, check out their website for more details. But specifically, I'm hoping Jason, my buddy over at PSF, can help us understand why watersheds are so critically important for fish, specifically salmon. Jason, can you please help us understand why that's so important?
Jason Wong from the Pacific Salmon Foundation. Why are watersheds important for fish, especially salmon? When salmon return to their home streams to spawn, they need to have clean, healthy habitat in order for them to be successful. They need to have clean gravel for them to spawn in. They need to have stream banks with natural vegetation beside them to hold the stream banks together and make places for the juvenile salmon to hatch and rear. We need to make sure that we manage watersheds carefully so that human activity does not accidentally make things worse for salmon. So if we have healthy watersheds, we'll have healthy habitat and happy salmon.
Jason, thank you. Great images, helps people understand exactly what it is that we're all trying to articulate and really sort of paint that clear picture for everybody to understand why this is all so very important. And I can certainly speak to the value of salmon, watersheds, old growth forests, because that all trickles down and up the food chain into the ocean to help benefit the southern resident killer whale. Hopefully we can work towards restoring that watershed, cleaning it up, enhancing habitat to bring the fish back, bring those king salmon back, those 20, 30, 40 pound juicy Chinook. Those whales are hungry critters. In order for them to procreate and have healthy babies, they gotta have a lot of food on the table. On that note, I encourage all of you to check out your local watershed, the watershed that is closest to your home, even within a short walk. There's gonna be a storm drain, there's gonna be a creek, there's gonna be a river. And of course, would encourage you to go check out all of our wonderful partners, and a big shout out and a thank you to the Sierra Club, Pacific Salmon Foundation, and Wilderness International. You guys are all doing fantastic work, and there's a lot of reasons why we should really preserve this indefinitely into the future, for future generations. Well, make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow, which is Under the Sea Thursday, and my buddy Mike, he's got a real treat for you. Lots to learn there. I am certainly more comfortable speaking about the megafauna of the Salish Sea, the whales, the seals, and the sea lions, but he can speak certainly more intelligently to the underwater world beneath the sea, in addition to our friends at World Fisheries Trust. Looking forward to introducing you all to them. Until then, be safe, be well, take care of yourselves, and tap into oceansweekvictoria.ca for more wonderful events available throughout the week. Thank you.